Yo, 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 yo. Salute, salute, salute. What's going on, people? It's your boy Jay Jordan back again with another live stream. Hope everyone is doing well. Let me start up the TikTok and everything else. Going on, y'all. Hope everything is well. Back with another live watch along tonight, final day of the Commissioner's Cup final. We have the New York Liberty on the road taking on the Chicago Sky. New York Liberty riding a 7-game winning streak, 10-4 record. Chicago Sky with a 4-9 record. Hope everyone is doing well on this Wednesday evening. I'm getting ready for some WNBA action. All right, why aren't my headphones working? Hold on, y'all. Of course, just when I'm about to get on stream, stuff wants to start acting up, but we gonna make it. There we go. Yeah, we good money now. All right, cool. So, hope everyone's doing well. We're gonna get right into it. Game starts at 8 p.m. Eastern on USA Network. What's going on, Hutch? Salute, salute. Hope all is well, my friend. What's going on with you? Hope all is well. All right, let's get right into the starting lineups. Sabrina Ionescu inserted back into the starting lineup. She came off the bench last game. They're putting her back in the lineup. So it's Sabrina Ionescu, Marine Johannes, Leonie Fevich, Brianna Stewart, and Jonquel Jones. Off the bench, you have Pauline Astier gets moved to the bench. Raquel Carrera, Rebecca Gardner, Han Shu, Satu Sabali, and Beck Allen. But Nigelani Hamilton is out with a knee. It's not an injury, but from what I read, she was supposed to get shots in her knee today, or got a shot in her knee. So knee management, and she's ruled out today. And then, of course, our two development players are not active. For Chicago, you have Skylar Diggins. Sydney Taylor gets to start her first start of the season. She had a really good game the other night, even though they ended up losing, but she had a really good game. Gabriela Jaquez, Azare Stevens, and Camila Cardoso. Off the bench, you have J.C. Sheldon, Elizabeth Williams, Natasha Cloud, Rachel Banham, Aisha Coulibaly, and Sailor Poffenbarger. Vandersloot, Dejanay Carrington, and Rakia Jackson all out. As we know, Rakia Jackson out for the season with the torn ACL, I believe it was. All right, if you're watching on the YouTube, on the main YouTube, not the vertical, you'll see I have a new score bug at the bottom, so you can keep an eye on all the scores of all the games that are going to be happening or the games that are in progress. As you see, Washington and Connecticut. Washington's up 36-29 over Connecticut right now. And so I'm just trying to add things to the stream as we go. All right, I have a poll up. Let me know in the comments, who do you think will win tonight's matchup between the Liberty and the Sky? HUD said it's an easy vote, Liberty. So let's see who y'all think. This is the first of 4 matchups this season between the Liberty and the Chicago Sky. They play today. They'll play on July 22nd. They'll play on August 18th, and then they'll play again on August 29th. So 4 matchups this season between these two teams. This is the first time that Natasha Cloud is playing her former team, which is the New York Liberty. She was a New York Liberty player last year. They opted not to re-sign her. It was a whole thing in the offseason, people complaining about that. But Natasha Cloud facing her former team. She'll be coming off the bench tonight. What's up, Sierra? Hope all is well. Salute. Yeah, I had this, but I added some features to it today. Sierra, I did have the bug at the bottom, but I just added I made it more vertical, so I can make it bigger and it can be seen, and then I added a couple details. F7 Vic on TikTok. No, I'm not showing the actual game on the screen. It'll be play-by-play and stats only. Can't show the game. It's against the rules there. Salute to everyone joining. Game should be starting shortly. They just started the broadcast here. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, follow, share. helps to channel out tremendously. So Sydney Taylor, that was the game against the Indiana Fever last Thursday. She had 30 points on 10 of 14 shooting, 4 for 7 from 3. Another New Yorker, I got to salute her. She's out of Long Island. Sydney Taylor was absolutely hooping in that game. Second most points by an undrafted rookie in WNBA history. So salute to Sid Taylor. And it's the second most as a rookie since Elena Deladon. So, that's going back to the mid 2010s. Damn, she sound. I don't know what I expected her to sound like, but she sounds exactly like a New Yorker. Salute, Durston. What's going on? Salute. Hope all is well, my friend. Hope all is well. Who do y'all think's gonna win this game? Let me know in the comments. If you're on YouTube, let me know in the poll. Who do you think is gonna win this game tonight? Liberty come in riding a 7-game winning streak. Sky come in riding a 3-game losing streak. They haven't played since that game. Last time the Sky played was June 11th against the Fever, a game they lost in overtime. That's when Skylar Diggins hits the 3-pointer to send it into OT. But damn, they haven't played in 6 days, so they should be well rested, got enough practice time in, so I expect them to come out aggressive against the Liberty. No, I'm not showing the actual game on any platform. It's just you just get more details on the YouTube channel. I'm not showing it the live game on any platform. The Liberty last played on the 14th, 3 days ago, against the Washington Mystics. I was at that game on Sunday. They beat them 86-64 to clinch a spot in the Commissioner's Cup final. During halftime, we'll go over the clinching scenarios for the teams in the West. There's 3 teams still eligible to represent the West in the Commissioner's Cup final. So we'll take a look at that at halftime, excuse me. If you're just joining, Sabrina Ionescu back in the starting lineup after being out injured and then coming off the bench last game. And for the Sky, Sydney Taylor gets her first start of her WNBA career. I was watching, on a side note, I was watching some World Cup stuff earlier. Good game there between England and Croatia. 4-2 England comes out on top. And then what's the other game I watched? What was the first game? Portugal and DR Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo. That ended in a 1-1 draw. So 2 good games to start. I think now there's 2 other teams playing right now. I think it was Panama and Ghana. But in enough of soccer, in other WNBA news, there's 2 teams playing right now, the Mystics and the Sun. Currently the Mystics are leading the Sun at halftime. Score is 36-29. Leading scorers in the game. Oh, my computer freezing up. I don't know what's going on. Let me close out some things here. Can't have that. Quit that. Quit you. There we go. I think we in good money now. Yeah, so leading scorers in that game. Let's take a look. Who's the leading scorers? Team sounds. You got Sonia Citron with 8.7 rebounds, 3 assists. She leads her team in all 3 categories. For the Sun, it's Anissa Morrow with 8.6 rebounds. And Layla Lacan with 2 assists to lead the Sun. All right, they're doing starting lineups right now, introducing the Chicago Sky players. So we'll see who comes out on top. Daniel, what's going on? Salute. Hope all is well, my friend. Salute. See you on the TikTok this time. What's going on? Hope all is well. Your spark's looking a little shaky, my boy. I don't know what's going on unless you converted to the aces. I can't remember. But this is the second of a 6-game slate in the W tonight. I know all you FanDuel, DraftKings, what's the other one? Underdog, Prize Picks. All you guys are feasting tonight with all the options there for bets and all that. So let's see who comes out on top here. Should be a good matchup. Looking forward to seeing how the Liberty play now with Sabrina back in the lineup. You can tell Leonie Fevich a headshot is an old headshot because she missed like media day. Hers looks, if you're watching on the I don't know whose broadcast this is, but if you're watching, her headshot is much smaller than everybody else's, which is funny. Vandersloot is still out with the knee. Carrington out with the foot. Rakia Jackson out with the knee. Maddie Westbeld, she's out as well. She's in like this burgundy trench or tan trench coat. So we'll see who comes out on top here. Looking forward to this one. Hope the Liberty can pull it off. Daniel says Sparks will turn it around. They need to convert Kate Martin to a standard. We'll see, my friend. I have limited faith in y'all right now. Right? So, game about to get kicked off. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe before we get kicked off. This is the third watch along, third day in a row. It looks pretty empty still there in Chicago. So that's concerning. But Jonquel versus Cardoso for the jump ball. And we are off to start, people. And the Sky win possession. Cardoso picks it up off the floor. Gets it over to Sky Dig. Sky Dig with the ball. Gets it over to Cardoso. Cardoso with the ball. Finds Azare Stevens wide open under the basket. They get confused in defensive rotation. And Azare Stevens gets on the board early. Marine gets it over to Leonie Fevich. Fevich on the drive back. Oh, she had the drive and then threw a pass to Sabrina. It's the first turnover of the game. Of course it is. So Sky with possession. Sky Dig and the Chicago Sky. Skyler gets it over to Cardoso. Cardoso hands it off to Sydney Taylor. Comes off the screen. Stops. Throws it back out to Azare. Hand back to Taylor. Taylor dribbles left. Pulls up for a three. And Sydney Taylor with the miss. Ball over to Jonquel Jones. Jonquel gets it over to Marine. Marine gets it to Sabrina at the left elbow. Faced up on Sky. Hands it off to Leonie Fevich. Fevich turns around, gets it up top to Stewie. Stewie calls for the screen, finds Jonquel. Jonquel loads up for a three. Off the rim, Leonie Fevich chases down the rebound. She should attack Sky, goes up and scores over the smaller Skyler. And Leonie Fevich gets the Liberty on the board. Let me make sure I check in and get my Liberty points here. There we go. Ball in with Sydney Taylor. She goes down the lane. Nice right hand scoop over Jonquel Jones. And Sydney Taylor in her first start against the hometown team. She gets on the board here. It's 4-2 Chicago. Jonquel gets it over to Leo in the post against Sky. And the ball goes off of Leonie Fevich and out of bounds. Skyler with the active hands down low and pokes it away. So second turnover here by the Liberty. So they were trying to use that matchup with Leo against Sky, but she kept the ball too low for Skyler to reach down and poke it away. Azare Stevens gets it out to Taylor. Taylor off the screen, dribbles left, finds Azare on the roll, goes up and lays it in. So 6-2 Chicago over the New York Liberty. Oh, salute Daniel for the cash up. Appreciate you. Ball in play with Stewie. She tries to post up on Taylor. Bodies up, shoots over her, and it rattles in. Brianna Stewart on the board for the Liberty. Their second basket. 6-4. Sydney Taylor comes off the screen. Sydney Taylor throws up the floater and scores. Sydney Taylor fearless here with her second bucket of the game. It's 8-4 Chicago. Sabrina over to Jonquel. Jonquel attacks Camila Cardoso and blows by her and lays it in. So teams just trading buckets now. Liberty with their 6 point. It's 8-6. Sky with the ball. Sky comes off the screen. Throws it up top to Azari. Down to Cardoso. Spins off. And they call a foul on Jonquel Jones. And that's the first foul of the game. What's up, Brandon? Salute, salute. Says thank you, Chicago, for Olivia. Let her need to clean up the turnovers against good teams. Yeah, definitely. Cardoso knocks down the first free throw. And Cardoso at the line knocks down the second. So it's 10-6 Chicago. 10-6 Chicago. Ball and play with Sabrina. Sabrina with the ball. Tries to come off the screen and gets Skylar, just steals it right out of her hand. Finds Sydney Taylor streaking to the basket, and she scores. Timeout, Chris DeMarco. And Liberty called a timeout. Already with 3 turnovers in the game. Sky with a lot of energy. Sabrina just fumbles the ball. And Skylar Diggins Sydney Taylor outruns everybody for her 6th point of the game, lays it right on in. So a Chicago Sky team that hasn't played in 6 days made a lineup change, comes out with a lot of energy here, and they have an early 6-point lead on the Liberty. So we're in a timeout right now. Chris DeMarco calls a timeout. Daniel says Sydney Taylor is too good to go undrafted. Yeah, she's showing people why she should have been drafted. But she's their leader. She's the game's leading scorer with 6 points on 6 layups. So Chicago showing some great signs right now, the Chicago Sky. Yep, slow start for the Liberty Sierra. Slow start. But the Liberty, good timeout by Chris DeMarco. They already have 3 turnovers, which has been their Achilles heel. So, yeah, that's something they have to clean up. Looking at the score for this other game, it's 42-38, Washington over Connecticut. Connecticut has closed the gap there. As Connecticut about to go to the line with Charlize Ledger-Walker. 42-38, 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Brandon said the battle of the bums over there. Damn. All right, still in the commercial here. Salute to everyone tuned in. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe. Helps the channel out tremendously. We are in a timeout right now. Chicago out to an early 6-point lead in this one. Score is 12-6. Gabriela Jaquez is mic'd up on this broadcast that I'm watching. Just being some nice words and whatever. All right, so let's see how the Liberty respond to the aggressive defense of the Chicago Sky. Ball and play here with Marine. Marine's gonna bring the ball up the court this time. Gonna put Sabrina off the ball, guarded tightly by Skylar. Sabrina dribbles left, back to Marine. Marine dribbles left, comes back right, finds Sabrina. Sabrina finds Jonquel on the roll, goes up, misses the layup. And Jaquez with the rebound. Jaquez on the push. Jaquez down. Oh, but Breanna Stewart steals the pass. Camilo Cardoso had Sabrina buried down low, but Breanna Stewart saves that possession. Ball over to Leonie Fibic. Fibic on the drive, gets downhill, throws up a wild shot, and draws the foul. So Leonie Fibic will go to the line for 2 free throws. Yeah, New York definitely loves stressing us out. So Leonie Fibich at the line for 2 free throws as she misses the free throw. New York as a team lead the WNBA in free throw percentage at 86%. Probably just went down a percentage point right there. As Leonie Fibich knocks down the second. Score is 12-7. Chicago on top here. Guy gets it up to Sydney Taylor. Back to Skylar. Skylar, top of the key, over to Sid Taylor. Sid Taylor comes off the screen, over to Sky. Sky loads up for a wide open 3, and she buries it. Liberty switched to a zone there, left Skylar wide open, and it's 15-7. Sabrina over to Leonie Fibich. Fibich finds Jonquel. Jonquel drives to the basket, spins on Azare. One leg fall away is good. And Jonquel Jones with the basket. It's 15-9. Skylar with the ball walks into another 3, and she buries another 3. So Sky with back-to-back threes. It's 18-9. They're 2 for 3 from the line so far. Jonquel with the ball. Jonquel finds Sabrina, tries to get it to Brianna Stewart, and Camila Cardoso with the foul. So Liberty switched to a zone. The way you beat a zone, you move the ball, and the zone is to force teams to shoot threes. But if you don't match up in that zone, and you have a decent 3-point shooting team, they'll make you pay. Han Shu is checked into the game. Satu Sabali as well. She's in the post against Koulibaly. Throws it up, and she almost got the ball stripped, but was able to, with her first touch, get on the board here. It's 18-11. So Cloud into the game, playing against her former team, out to Sid Taylor. Sydney Taylor comes off, shoots the foul line jump shot, and she's just a scorer. She knocks that down. Sydney Taylor with 8 points. She can score from anywhere. SDA attacks, gets down the lane, and loses the ball. It goes out of bounds and stays with the Liberty. Sydney Taylor is a bucket getter. Her game looks so smooth. Comes off that screens, pulls right up easily. Nothing but net. Ball in play with Sabrina to inbound. It gets it over to Pauline. Pauline Astea comes off the screen. Pauline over to Satu Sabali. Loads up for a 3, and it rattles in and out. Camila Cardoso with the rebound. Over to Skylar. Skylar pushing in transition. Sky stops at the elbow. They call a foul and 1. And a 3-point play on the way for the Chicago Sky. They're up 11. Foul on Sabrina Ionescu, and Sky will go to the line for the 3-point play. So Sky at the line, and she knocks down the free throw. Score is 23-11. Liberty defense non-existent right now. Chicago getting whatever they want on that end. Foul on the play on Skylar Diggins for holding on as Sabrina was going around the screen. Daniel said, am I getting the new Caitlin Clark shoes once they release? Nah, I'm not a big basketball sneaker buyer. I don't wear them just to wear them. Sabrina with the ball. Sabrina guarded by Cardoso. 5 on the clock. Sabrina takes a deep 3, and it's short. Fight for the rebound. JC Sheldon picks it up and gets it over to Cloud. Cloud pushing in transition. Natasha Cloud, they leave her open for 3, and she buries it. They just can't miss. And it's 26-11. Chicago on top of the Liberty. And a foul there on the push by Natasha Cloud, I believe it is. So Brianna Stewart was backing up, encouraging her to shoot the 3. She walks right into it and knocks it down. Sabrina with the ball over to Stewie. 15-point lead here in the first quarter. Pauline Astea with the ball. She attacks. Gets it over to Han Shu. Shoots over Cardoso. And they call a reaching foul on Natasha Cloud, I believe. The Liberty are now in the bonus, so they'll be shooting free throws the rest of the quarter. So Pauline Astea at the line for 2 free throws. Chicago absolutely cooking right now. Pauline knocks down the free throw. Chicago shooting 91% from the field. They've only missed one shot. So Liberty not making them uncomfortable. Pauline's second free throw is up, and she knocks down both. 26-13 here in the first quarter. Sky Dig with the ball. Skylar gets it over to Gabriela Jaquez. Gabriela Jaquez throws it out to Sheldon. Sheldon pump fakes, blows by Sabrina. Stewie comes over. She had 7 blocks last game, gets 1 there. Sabrina gets it over to Stewie. Stewie over to Honshu, over to Sabrina. Sabrina off the screen, throws it over to Satu, down to Honshu. She wasn't ready for it. Ball gets deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with the Liberty. So it's Liberty basketball here. 26-13, 3:32 to go. Ball in play here with Honshu. Honshu finds Satu. Satu against Gabriela Jaquez. She attacks. Right hand layup is up and good for Satu Sabli. Her second basket of the game. 26-15. Skylar comes off the screen. Skylar, foul line jump shot is off. Fight for the rebound. JC Sheldon gets the offensive rebound. Skylar comes off the screen. Sky, pump fakes, throws it over to Jaquez. Jaquez loads up for a 3, and she knocks it down. So the Sky just can't miss from 3. They're 4 for 6 from 3. 4 for 5 from 3 in this game. 29-15. Sabrina tries to go cross court with the pass and turns it over. JC Sheldon with the steal. Sheldon over to Jaquez. She loads up for another 3. She misses that one, and Breanna Stewart grabs the rebound. Stewie with the ball. Gets downhill, gets the foul, gets fouled, and won. Breanna Stewart gets on the board, will go to the line for the 3-point play. So the 3-point shooting is absolutely killing the Liberty in this one. But Breanna Stewart draws the foul on Aisha Coulibaly, and she'll go to the line for the 3-point play. Breanna Stewart at the line for the free throw, knocks it down, scores 29-18. Liberty have given up 29 points, and we're not even done with the first quarter yet. Natasha Cloud with the ball. Cloud over to Jaquez. Jaquez dribbles right, hands it off to Coulibaly. Coulibaly on the attack, blocked by Honshu, but Coulibaly gets the rebound out to Cloud, over to Jaquez. Jaquez for 3, and she knocks down the 3 again. Gabriela Jaquez, her second 3 of the game. Liberty getting killed from 3. They get the block, don't get the rebound, and it ends up with a 3-point make. 32-18. Ball with Satu. Satu comes off the screen, steps back for a 3, and she knocks it down. Satu Sabali off the bench with 7 points. 32-21. Under 2 minutes to go here. Jaquez over to Sheldon. Sheldon with the ball. Up top to Elizabeth Williams. Hands it off to Cloud. Cloud dribbles left. Steps back. Throws it over to Coulibaly. She fakes the pass. She shoots the 3. Finally, they miss one. And Breanna Stewart with the rebound. Stewie over to Honshu. Honshu hands off to Pauline Astier. Astier gets downhill. Out to Marine. Marine pump fakes for 3 and dribbles out. 10 on the shot clock. Marine crosses over. Marine going to the left for 3. And Marine knocks down the left wing 3. Marine Johannes gets on the board. Back to single digits. It's 32-24. Approaching a minute to go here. Natasha Cloud with the ball. Snakes the screen. Takes the foul line jumper. Too strong. And Stewie with the rebound. Gets it over to Pauline. Pauline pushing. Attacks Jaquez. Hands it off to Marine. Over to Stewart. Right side to Satu. Satu guarded by Sheldon. Now guarded by Coulibaly. Finds Stewie. And then a foul there by Coulibaly. So the Liberty in the bonus will go to the line for 2 free throws here. Chicago 5 for 8 from 3, 12 for 19 from the field. Liberty 2 for 5 from 3, 9 for 14 from the field. Crazy so far. Beck Gardner and Jonquel Jones will check in after this first free throw by Breanna Stewart. She knocks it down. So who goes out? I'm assuming Honshu will come out. I don't know who came out for Beck Gardner. I'll see. Koulibaly and Jaquez go to the bench for the Sky. Breanna Stewart's second free throw is up, and it rattles in and out. Rebound to Elizabeth Williams. Ball quickly up to Jaquez. I'm sorry, up to Sheldon, excuse me. Azare Stevens is back in the game as well. They get it over to Sheldon. Sheldon on the attack. Jump pass over to Azare. Azare down to Williams, and they call a foul before the basket. So that was the first foul in the last 2 minutes for the Liberty. Nah, Brandon. Those games are at 10 my time. So I'm not doing any of those. I'll play those games in the I'll play 2 of those games in the Discord. But I can't do 2 games back to back. I just worked all day. I'm a little tired as well. Sydney Taylor over to Elizabeth Williams, takes a jump shot short. Jonquel with the rebound. So it's Marine, Jonquel, Stewie, Satu, and Beck Gardner on the court. About a 2-second difference shot clock and game clock. 15 on the game clock. Marine dribbling at half court. Marine gets it over to Jonquel. Gets it back from Jonquel. Marine over to Beck Gardner, wide open for 3, and Beck in and out. Satu with the offensive rebound, steps through, layup is up and good at the buzzer. And that's how the first quarter ends. Satu Sabali came in to save the day, 32-27 at the end of 1. Chicago came out unconsciously hot in that first quarter, but the Liberty closed the gap here late. 32-27, 5-point game. Sheesh. I think the Sky were up as much as 15 in this game. Liberty closed it down to 5. So we'll take that. But Liberty have to figure out something with Skylar and Sydney Taylor. That lineup there caused them some issues on the perimeter. Marine and Sabrina struggled there a bit. Let's take a look at the box score while we have some time here. So as you can see, it's 32-27 at the end of the first quarter. 32-27 for the Liberty. Breanna Stewart played all 10 minutes, 6 points. She made her 2 field goals and 2 of 3 from the line, 3 rebounds, a steal, and an assist. Leonie Fibich with 3 points. You got Jonquel Jones with 4 points and 2 rebounds. You got Marine with 3, and Sabrina yet to score. Took 1 attempt, has 2 turnovers, an assist and a rebound. Sabrina has to get back into the swing of things here. I know she's been off for a while, so I'm going to shoot her some bail. Satu Sabali off the bench, the savior here. 9 points on 4 or 5 shooting. You have 2 points from Pauline Astier. 63% from the field, 33% from 3, 71 from the line. They missed 2 free throws, and they had 3 turnovers in that quarter. Chicago, Azare Stevens had the first basket of the game. She has 4 points. Cardoso with 2. Sky Digg with 9. She's knocked down 2 threes already. You have Sydney Taylor with 8 in her first start, 4 or 5 shooting. And Gabriela Jaquez knocks down 2 threes. She has 6 points. Off the bench, 3 for Natasha Cloud. She's the only one to score. Exotic on TikTok, who I got winning. I'm a Liberty fan, so hopefully my Liberty win, but I don't know who I think will win statistically or bet wise or anything like that. Salute for joining the live. What's up, Liz? Salute. Hope all is well. Con Landing said the Liberty offense looks discombobulated, looking dazed and confused. That's what happens when you institute a new player back into the lineup. They were playing well with Pauline and Marine starting. You bring Sabrina in to start, and now Sabrina and Pauline play a little bit different. Oh, my favorite player in the world, Dwayne Wade, is here. Sitting next to Gabrielle Union. My boy D Wade, favorite player. Yeah, we're lucky to be only down 5-2 though. You're absolutely right. But credit Satu Sabali um for picking us up. First quarter points. This season, the Sky averaged 17 points in the first quarter. Tonight, they had 32. They averaged the least amount of points in the first quarter in the league, and the Liberty gave up 32 points. As Elizabeth Williams gets the block on the drive by Pauline Astier. Sydney Taylor with the ball. Sydney on the drive. Dribbles left, dribbles back out to the perimeter. Up top to Cloud. Cloud right side to Azare. Azare with the ball. Gets it over to Sydney Taylor. Beck Gardner gets the steal. Beck Gardner pushing in transition. Beck Gardner goes up and lays it in. Beck Gardner sort of kept Azare Stevens at bay with that arm and lays it in. New York with an 11-0 run in the last 2.5 minutes to close the gap to 3. Sydney Taylor gets it over to Azare, guarded tightly by Phoebich. Phoebich spins right, throws it over to Cloud. Cloud on the drive, steps back for a 3, and it's off. Fight for the rebound, tipped out to Azare, though. Offensive rebound here. Rachel Banham, deep 3 off the back of the rim. Fight for the rebound, another tipped by Azare Stevens. So Liberty struggling as they get it over to Sydney Taylor. She loads up for a 3, and they finally close the possession with the rebound. Aste throws it over the shoulder to John Quell. John Quell down to Sato against Rachel Banham. That should be barbecue chicken, but she loses the ball, and it's a turnover. Come on, Sato. You got to take care of the ball there. Cloud over to Azare. Azare travels. Turnover. What's up, Zay? Salute, salute. Yeah, that game. I have it on my other screen here. It wasn't looking the greatest. Liz, yeah, Manhattan's going to be crazy. I'm not going nowhere near there. Ball in play here with Marine over to John Quell. Corner to Leo. Leo wide open 3, and it's short. Got to knock those down, Leo. That could have tied the game. Liberty riding an 11-0 run right now. Natasha Cloud on the drive. Spins back right. Over to Azare Stevens. Looking for Cardoso in the paint. Sydney Taylor gets it down to her. They bring a double out. They get it over to Cloud. Over to Banham. Can't leave her. And she misses, thankfully. She's one of their better 3-point shooters as Brianna Stewart brings it up the court. Chicago hasn't scored in the last 4 minutes or so. John Quell with the ball. John Quell on the drive. Tries to hop step through and loses the ball. Y'all doing, bro? Cloud with the ball. Cloud over to Azare. Azare pump fakes in the corner and shoots. Goes for the shot. Misses. John Quell doesn't get the rebound. And it goes out for another offensive rebound for the Sky. Rachel Banham over to Stevens. Down to Cardoso. Poked away by John Quell. And they say it's off of Cardoso and it's Liberty ball. We'll take it. Yeah, Liz, the Liberty Parade will follow the same route. I think all championship parades in New York go down the same route. Ball in play with Pauline Astier. The offenses have quieted down the last couple possessions as Pauline drives, throws it over to John Quell. John Quell, corner to Brianna Stewart. Brianna Stewart, guarded by Rachel Banham. She blows right by her and lays it in. Liberty on a 13-0 run, and it's a 1-point game. Liberty clawed their way back in this game. Let's see if they can continue. Pauline guarding Sky Dig. Sky dribbles left. Sky hands it off to Sydney Taylor. Sydney jabs left, comes left, and gets the ball stolen by Brianna. Pauline on the run here. Pauline goes behind the back, goes cross court to Marine. Marine, no hesitation, 3. That was a tough one. We didn't need that as she misses. Azare Stevens being the point forward here. It goes down the lane, shoots the floater over John Quell. Can't get it to go. And then John Quell playing with the ball in the backcourt. Thankfully, Azare Stevens taps it out of bounds. John Quell swears she like KD or something. She don't got the handles like that. She tried to go behind the back, almost dribbled it out of bounds. Ball in play here with the Liberty. 1-point deficit. They were down as many as 15 if you're just joining. Marine gets it over to Leo. Up top to John Quell. John Quell over to Leo. Leo on the attack. Gets downhill. Left hand scoop. and draws the foul on Sydney Taylor. So Leonie Fibic will go to the line for 2 free throws. Sydney Taylor taps her chest saying, "That's my bad." So Liberty looking to tie it or take the lead with these 2 free throws. So Leonie Fibic at the line, the German international. First free throw is up. She knocks it down, ties the game at 32. Liberty erased the 15-point deficit completely. And let's see if they can get their first lead of the game. As Leo knocks down the free throw, Liberty have their first lead of this game. A 15-0 run here by the Liberty. Ball over to Gabriela Jaquez. Back to Sky Dig. Sky gets it over to Cardoso. Back to Gabriela. Gabriela comes off the screen, shoots, and gets fouled on the jumper by Fibic. Jaquez will go to the line for 2 free throws to stop the drought. Chicago hasn't scored a point in the last 6 minutes and 14 seconds of game time, which allowed the Liberty to get their way back into this game. Free throw is up for Jaquez. She knocks it down, ties the game at 33. The rookie out of UCLA. Second free throw is up, and Gabriela Jaquez knocks down the second. Ball in play here. Liberty lineup on the floor is Astier, Stewart, Jones, Marine, and Fibic. So this is the original starting lineup that they've been going with before Sabrina came back. Pass over to Jonquel in the post against Cardoso. Jonquel spins, that one-legged fall away. It rattles out, and Gabriela Jaquez gets the rebound. Jaquez gets it over to Sydney Taylor, loads up for a 3, and she buries it, no hesitation there. And the Sky retake a 4-point lead. Pauline Astier on the drive. Throws it over to Jonquel. Brianna Stewart fell on the floor here. Leonie Fibic picks up the loose ball back to Marine. At half court. 10 on the shot clock. Marine with the crossover. Goes to her left. Marine jump pass to Leonie Fibic. Fibic up top to Jonquel, loads up for a 3, and he rattles it in. Jonquel Jones, top of the key 3, her first of the game. It's a 1-point game. 37-36. Cardoso with the ball over to Stevens. Stevens on the perimeter. Stewie brings the defense over, gets it over to Sky. Sky Dig with the ball, dribbles right. Gets cut off by Brianna Stewart. Nowhere to go here with 3 on the clock. Gets it over to Cardoso, bad pass, and a foul there. They call a shot clock violation before the foul. And we have a timeout here on the floor. Liberty down 1 now, 37-36 to the Chicago Sky. Sydney Taylor, leading scorer for the Sky, with 11 points in her WNBA start, the first start of her WNBA career. All right. So Liberty erased that deficit, thankfully. They had a couple dead possessions there where they could have took the lead and expounded on it, but took some silly shots. But they're only down 1. Looking at your comments here. Liberty needs to step on the gas more. Yep. Maddox said we should have had Sab in the bench, keep Pauline in the starting 5. Yeah, I thought that as well. But there is going to come a point where we need Sabrina to be in the starting lineup. But so I guess you rather break it in now than later, I guess. But I was of the same feeling. Have Sabrina get back used to it game by game instead of but she's the face of the franchise. She's the number 1 overall pick of the franchise. So I guess they just trying to fit her in as quickly as possible. But I guess against the Sky, one of the bottom teams in the league, I guess it's a good game to try it. But we'll see. Looking at the box score here, as I mentioned during that run, the Liberty went on a 15-0 run to come back in this game. They're outscoring Chicago 9-5 in this quarter now, under 5 minutes to go in the second. For New York, you got Stewie with 8, Fibic with 5, 7 for Jonquel with 3 rebounds, Marine with 3, Sabrina with none. Satu still with 9, 2 for Beck Gardner, and 2 for Pauline Astier. For the Sky, Azare Stevens with 4, Cardoso with 2, Sky Dig with 9, Sydney Taylor with team high 11, and you have Jaquez with 8. And then off the bench, you have 3 from Natasha Cloud. Yeah, Liberty had, they have 5 turnovers right now total too though, so we'll see how they end the first half. They usually been getting like 10 turnovers at halftime, so I wouldn't say they're taking care of the ball as much as they should so far. They're talking about Gabriela Jaquez flying back to California to UCLA to get her degree from UCLA. Yeah, as you know, in the W season, things happen fast. You get drafted, and the next week you're in training camp. So she never had time to go back and do it. But possession back here with the Liberty. Sabrina back in the game with Han Shu and Beck Gardner and Satu. Han Shu over to Beck Gardner, left side of the 3-point line. Finds Sabrina. Sabrina comes off the screen. Sabrina keeps the dribble alive. She needs to stop giving up her dribble there. Han Shu attacks Cardoso, steps through with the left hand hook. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Stevens. Stevens over to Jaquez. The pass was behind her, and it goes out of bounds. The game is on USA Network, Eric. I don't show the game live here on the screen. On Brianna Stewart over to Han Shu. Han Shu at the top of the key, right side to Satu. She's been cooking off the bench. Brianna Stewart loads up for a 3, and she knocks it down. All right, Brianna, that's your 1-3 quota for the game. Gives the Liberty a 2-point lead, 39-37. Jaquez comes off the screen, up top to Stevens. Stevens drives left, gets it over to Taylor. Taylor, snatch back dribble, guarded by Beck Gardner. The ex-Sky, she shoots the 3 over her, and it's an air ball. Good defense by Beck Gardner on the rookie Sydney Taylor. Sabrina Ionescu with the ball. Let's see if Sabrina can get involved in this game on the offensive end. Almost loses the ball there, gets it back. Sabrina comes off the screen, going right. Sabrina picks up her dribble over to Han Shu, loads up for a 3. Hani in and out, and rebound, and Natasha Cloud, who's checked in. Taj Cloud gets the ball deflected out of bounds by Gardner, and it bounces off of Sydney Taylor. And Natasha Cloud says a couple expletives, saying, "What are we doing here?" But she said a couple expletives in between. Beck Gardner gets the deflection, but I think the ref thought it hit off of Sydney Taylor. I think the ref thought it grazed off Sydney Taylor after the tip, but they get the call right. It's Chicago ball. Sky gets it down to Cardoso. She tries to attack Honshu, gets blocked. I don't know if it was a double block by Stewie and Hani, but they get it anyway. Satu looks to attack the rookie. Throws it out top to Brianna. Over to Honshu. Honshu with a bad pass. And Sydney Taylor with the steal. Sydney Taylor Euro steps through that lane and lays it in. Nice move there by Sydney Taylor. Had that nice slow Euro step, but Satu cherry picking, pump fakes that everybody flies by, and she lays it back in. 41-39. Satu into double figures here. Skylar off the screen, right elbow jump shot is good. Ties the game at 41. Sabrina with the ball. Sabrina drives left. Sabrina has the dribble alive still. Oh, and a bad pass. Overshoots Brianna Stewart. That's another turnover by Sabrina. The Cloud over to Sky Dig at the top of the key. Skylar comes off the screen. Sky left elbow jump shot, and she misses. Han Shu with the rebound. Sabrina with the ball. She needs to get involved here. Lacking rhythm here. And they call a foul on Sydney Taylor. I think that was a little weak, but they call it anyway. And we have a timeout on the floor. 2 minutes, 2 seconds left in the second quarter. Game tied at 41. Game tied at 41. So Sabrina, that was her third turnover of the game on the previous possession. She has 1 rebound and 1 assist. It's taken a little bit of time for her to get back used to everything. She missed the first pretty much a month of the season, so it's gonna take some time, but we'll see what happens there. Looking at our leading scorers, Breanna Stewart, 11 points for the Liberty to lead them in scoring. Sydney Taylor, 13 points for the Sky to lead them in scoring. Looking at the box score, how many fouls does Sydney Taylor have? She has 3 fouls now. Sydney Taylor with 3 fouls. So that's not a good sign. Yeah, Con Landing. She looks discombobulated out there, picking up her dribble early, not being definitive with what she wants to do. But I guess that's to be expected, right? I need her to keep that dribble alive. She drives into the paint and then she picks up her dribble and then starts spinning to try and pass the ball to somewhere. If you keep your dribble alive, then you give yourself more options. But we'll see how she adapts. I'm looking at this other game, Washington and Connecticut. Score is tied at 70 with 5 minutes 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 5-7 Washington, 2-13 Connecticut. As they show a replay of one of my favorites, Layla Lacan going to the basket with the left hand lay. Why does it say Chicago? New York is up 41-0 on Chicago. That's funny. I thought I hit those New York scores, but I'm sure that gets fixed. That's funny. Jay, what's going on? Salute, salute. My boy getting those gains in. I respect it. Salute. Hope all is well. I'll make sure to keep you updated on everything. 41-41. Game is tied. And in the second quarter, Chicago went up by as many as 15 in that first quarter. Liberty going a 15-0 run between the end of the first, beginning of the second, to take the lead momentarily. And now they've just been going back and forth. So, broadcast is back. Ball in play with Satu Sabli, guarded by Haka. Satu, they get miscommunication on defense for the Sky, and Satu gets right to the basket and lays it in. Satu with 13 points leads the Liberty in scoring off of the bench, and they needed every one of it. Sky goes behind the back, picks up her dribble, gets it over to Sheldon. Sheldon with the ball. Sheldon on the attack. Hands it off to Jaquez. Jaquez spins into the lane, tries to step through, shoots the floater over Gardner, and drops it in. Ties the game back at 43. Breanna Stewart with the ball. Stewart drives left. Guarded by Cloud. Former teammate. Finds Jonquel. Hands it off to Sabrina. Sabrina keeps the dribble alive. Goes under the basket. Comes out the other side. Oh, they leave her open. She shoots the floater, and she misses. Wide open and misses. Ball deflected by Sabrina on the entry to Cardoso. She shoots the shot and scores over Jonquel Jones. So you miss an easy, wide open 5-footer on one end. Cardoso goes right at Jonquel and scores on the other. 45-43. Jonquel with the ball. Over to Sabrina. Sabrina comes off the screen. Finds Jonquel. Left side to Satu. Down to Breanna Stewart against Cloud. Spins over the left shoulder and somehow it trickles in. Game tied at 45. Cardoso over to Sky. Sky comes off the screen going right. Sky stops, finds Sheldon. Down to Cardoso against Jonquel again. Reverse layup is up. Oh, too strong. It trickles off. And Jonquel gets it over to Satu. Crosses half court. About a 7-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Satu with the ball. Satu over to Jonquel. Jonquel at the three-point line with 7 on the clock. Finds Beck Gardner. Beck Gardner on the drive. Gets it down the lane. Left-hand layup is good for Beck Gardner. And it's a 2-point game. 10 seconds to go here. Cloud with the ball. Crosses half court. 5 on the clock. Cloud comes off the screen, and Breanna Stewart with the intentional foul there. First foul in the last 2 minutes. Breanna Stewart. Stewart rebounds. Breanna Stewart has 3 rebounds. Double back. So 4 seconds on the clock. Chicago basketball. And what just happened? Oh, substitution happened. Satu goes out. Leonie Fibic comes in for the defensive substitution here. Sabrina goes out as well. Ball over to Sky. Sky gets into the paint, stops, goes up, throws up the floater. It trickles off. She tried to scoop it in over Jonquel. It trickles off into Liberty after being down 15 early in this game, going to halftime up to 47-45. All right, so we'll take a look at the box score, the team stats during this halftime. We'll take a look at the other game that's going on. It's coming down to the wire. And then we'll take a preview at the other upcoming games. So salute to everyone who's tapped in. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, follow, share. Helps the channel out tremendously. Shout out YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Sideline. All right, let's take a look at the box score right now. So Liberty up 47-45 at the half. As you can see, first quarter, Chicago scored 32 points in the first quarter. Liberty scored 27. And then in the second, Liberty scored 20 to Chicago's 13. So the shooting for Chicago came back down to earth. For the Liberty, Breanna Stewart. Let me zoom out a bit. Breanna Stewart with 18 minutes, 13 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal. You have Fibic with 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Jonquel Jones with 7 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Marine Johannes with a 3. And Sabrina, yet to score, does have 3 turnovers, a rebound, and an assist. Satu Sabli off the bench, tied for the team high with 13 points on 6 of 7 shooting, has a rebound, 2 assists. Han Shu, yet to score, does have 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Beck Gardner with 4 points, and Pauline Astier with 2. Liberty shooting 58% from the field, 36% from 3, and 78% from the line. They have 7 turnovers, which is less than what they usually have at halftime. So that's a positive sign. They have 10 assists on 18 made field goals. So pretty good. Can't complain there. For the Chicago Sky, Azare Stevens with 4 points and 3 rebounds. She does have 4 turnovers, though. So that's been killing them. Cardoso with 4 points, 2 assists. You got Sky Dig with 11 points. She got a majority of that in that first quarter. Sydney Taylor with 13 to lead them in scoring in her first WNBA start, 6 for 9 from the field. And Gabriella Hawk has the rookie with 10 points. Off the bench, Elizabeth Williams, yet to score, does have a block and 2 rebounds. Tosh Cloud with 3. Rachel Banham, Sheldon, and Koulibaly all yet to score, but they do have some rebounds. They're shooting 47% from the field, 43% from 3, and they've made all 5 of their free throws. They have 6 turnovers as a team as well. What's shy percentage in the second quarter? I'll have to look on the WNBA website for that, but it can't be good. They struggled in that quarter. Let me see if... Yeah, see, the WNBA website, don't be updating it like as the game is going on. They give you the stats afterwards, which is trash. But they didn't shoot too well in that second quarter. They went like 7 minutes without scoring a point. So that should tell you all you need to know. Oh, salute Sierra for the gold coin. I don't know why my thing isn't populating the notifications. A little weird. Might be a bug with it. I might have to log in and see why it's not populating. But salute for the jewels. I'm surprised, like what you call it? I'm not getting a notification in my app here. but we'll figure it out. Looking at, you're right, it didn't go bling bling. That's funny. It definitely didn't. Score is 76-74 in this Connecticut game. We could take a look at that while we wait here. Sorry, let me pull this up. Now it's 79-74 as Michaela Onyenwere knocks down a 3. Let me put up the halftime one. There we go. Let me see why that's not working. This thing sometimes be giving issues. Let's see. What's this thing called? No, that's not what I need. I need stream. Salute to everyone tuning in. We're just going to keep an eye on this Washington Mystics Connecticut Sun game. Mystics are currently up 81-74 over the Connecticut Sun. You can see Connecticut is 2-13, so they're struggling. They are struggling bad. Let me log in. Use another login method. There we go. Let me see if I could fix that. I want you guys to be notified whenever you're giving donations, because I appreciate it tremendously. Alert box. Let's see. Let me send a test out. What is it? What's this thing called? YouTube and Jewel Gifts. Okay, so that works. Let me test on YouTube. All right, cool. So that worked. I don't know what happened there. Probably just a bug there. But we should be good to go now. Salute to everyone who's tapped in, who's been helping out the channel. It much appreciated. All right, score is, oh, it looks like Washington about to win this 84-74. That's pretty much game, set, match. Brandon said poor Suns fans only 2 wins on the season. Yeah. Your final season in Connecticut, and this is what you got to show for it, which is tough. That is tough. Final season. Yeah, Maddox. Brianna Stewart is playing well. Let's take a look at this other game because this one is pretty much done. So we got 3 other games. I did want to show you guys something I wanted to take a look at. Let me go to my bookmarks. There we go. This is what I wanted to show you. So it says, the final spot in the West is on the line for the Aces, Wings, and Lynx tonight, who will punch their ticket to the Commissioner's Cup Championship game. The Aces can clinch with a win or with losses by Minnesota and Dallas. Then the Minnesota Lynx, they can clinch with a win and a Las Vegas loss, or with losses by both Las Vegas and Golden State, and if Minnesota finishes with a better point differential in the Commissioner's Cup games than Las Vegas and Dallas. So that's a lot of stipulations there. And then Dallas, still with a puncher's chance on the outside looking in. The Dallas Wings can clinch with a win and with losses by Vegas and Minnesota. And if Dallas finishes with a better point differential in Commissioner's Cup games than Las Vegas and Minnesota. Brandon said, what comes after 2-13, 2-14? You're absolutely right, my friend. So those are the stipulations there for clinching. I'm going to show you guys, if it would let me, go to WNBA.com, and we could take a look at the Commissioner's Cup standings as of right now. So the Liberty, they've already clinched the #1 seed for the East in the Commissioner's Cup, so they'll represent the East. They just don't know if they'll host or they're going to be on the road. For the West, you can see Aces and Minnesota are both 5-1. you can see the point differential for Minnesota is outrageous. Let me zoom in some so you can actually see it. Point differential is 111. And then Dallas with an outside chance, 4-2, 51 point differential. So Dallas probably not gonna get it. I think Minnesota or Vegas will win tonight, maybe both, but I don't see Dallas is on the outside looking in. Liz says, "Whoa, what was that? My phone just started playing music out of nowhere. I need a new phone. That was weird." Maddox says, "Will the Liberty have home court advantage?" We'll see. We'll see if they do. Brandon says, "Nah, nobody joining the links." Yeah, Suns fans could easily be Liberty fans. Yeah, might as well. Might as well come on down until Boston gets a team. Then you can go back to being a Boston fan or whatever. Yeah, 111 point differential is absolutely insane for the Minnesota Lynx. Zay says if Kiki doesn't play on Friday, y'all smacking us by 30 again. Hopefully she plays, so the game isn't that bad. She was the reason. Yeah, because Kiki is relentless on the boards, and we suck at rebounding, as you could see in that first quarter. We were getting absolutely used and abused on the offensive glass. If we look at it here, Chicago had 5 offensive rebounds. They had 16 total. We weren't getting beat. It's 14, but it's the offensive rebounds. That's the difference. We only had 2. Y'all had Chicago had 5, and it led to some wide open threes, second chance opportunities. Let me look at that if I can see the second chance opportunities in this game. Of course, the ESPN site doesn't show it. Let me see if the WNBA site has it. Stats. Box score. Yo, this site is so bad, y'all. It is so bad. Let me go back some more. There's no way that I need to struggle to see some stats. Here we go. Let's see. Do they have second chance points? No, they just have points in the paint here. So bad. So 5 lead changes, 7 ties. Points in the paint is 26-20. The Liberty are winning that battle. 15 was the biggest lead. Oh, so LMB, salute, what's going on? So top 3 things you missed. Chicago got out to a hot start. They had a 15-point lead on the Liberty in the first quarter. Liberty closed the gap to 5 by the end of the first. Liberty take the lead midway through the second, and then it's been back and forth since. Sydney Taylor gets to start for her first start. In the W, Sabrina got to start for the Liberty for after coming back from injury. Satu Sabali putting in work off the bench. She leads the Liberty bench in scoring. 19-3 is the bench points. And yeah. So that is your halftime summary if you're just tuning into this game. Right? Score is still 47-45. We're still at halftime. I'm not just talking just to talk. I'm waiting for this game to restart. But we are still at halftime. Conline said Vegas should win since Phoenix is probably beginning to tank for Juju. They remember your seeding positioning is based on your last 2 seasons, your previous 2 seasons. So you can't just tank one season and hope to get the number 1 pick. You have to be bad for 2 seasons in a row to get a higher chance at getting the pick. Right, tank talk is in June is crazy. Like season early, so you have to plan your tanking. You can't just be like, "Oh, we bad, let's just be bad." You have to time your terribleness. So Phoenix, they made it to the W finals last year, and then if they have a bad season, they'll just end up middle of the pack. So it makes no sense to tank in their situation. Brandon says Sky like to choke leads. Yeah, they were up on the Fever and then choked that lead away. and then came back to tie it and then lost. So it's one of them situations. What's up, Kia? Salute on TikTok, on the live. We're at halftime. Sierra, a poll for what? What you want? What should I make a poll for? Oh, thank you. I had the poll still going. I'm gonna end this poll. Thank you, Sierra. I'm terrible at ending polls. Who wins tonight's game? Out of the couple votes we had, 77% say Liberty, 23% say Sky on YouTube. And the Liberty do have a 2-point lead. Hopefully they come out in the third quarter, not like they came out in the first. So they have to claw their way back into the game. All right, broadcast is restarting now. So we'll see if any changes have been made. I expect the starting on the lineups that started the game to start the third quarter. Liberty should start the third quarter with the ball since they lost the tip. Leah Butler is the sideline reporter for the Sky. Cool. Ball back in play here. And they get the ball down to Brianna Stewart. Left-hand layup high off the glass, and they get right to it. Liberty up 49-45. So lineups are the same for both teams. Camila Cardoso looking for Sky. Sky comes off the screen, gets downhill, throws up the floater, and scores over Marine Johannes. So it's 49-47. Marine with the ball. Marine gets it over to Stewie. She's already hit 1 3. I don't want any more. They call a foul here on Azare Stevens for stopping the roll of Jonquel Jones. So it's 49-47. Marine gets it into Leonie Fibich. Fibich jab steps. Gets it over to Jonquel. Lines up for a 3, and it's short. Long rebound. Leonie Fibich chases it down. Gets it over to Brianna Stewart. Left side to Marine. Marine comes off the screen. Throws it back out to JJ. Pump fakes. Goes over to Stewie. She had the lane. Why did she pass it? And then it's a turnover by the Liberty. Marine gets to steal right back on a bad pass by the Sky. Jonquel had the lane wide open and tried to do a no-look pass to Brianna Stewart. Marine with the ball. Up top to Brianna. Left side to Leonie Fibich. Ball almost poked away, and it's a turnover by the Liberty. Pull my non-existent hero. Sky Dig with the ball. Sky comes off the screen. Picks up her dribble. Finds Cardoso on the roll. Poked away by Jonquel. And both teams just saying, nah, don't mind if I do. Give it to you. Sabrina with the ball. Sabrina on the drive. Stops. Throws it out to Leo. Leo lines up for a 3, and it's off the back of the rim. So both teams coming out sluggish to start this quarter. Sydney Taylor comes off the screen. Finds Azare on the roll. Jonquel Jones comes over for the block. Gets it over to Sky Dig. Sky corner 3, and she's off. But she gets her own rebound. Throws up the floater and lays it in. Offensive rebound again. Sabrina ball watching as Skylar shot the 3. Didn't get back on the floor to get the rebound. Ties the game at 49. And a foul there by Azare Stevens on Jonquel Jones. Lululemon said, what's up with Sabrina? Second game back after being out with the back injury. She just doesn't look herself right now. Not in game shape, it looks like. Everything is slow. I mean, she was never the quickest, but she looks extra slow now. As Marine gets down the lane, throws up the floater, can't get it. Jonquel with the rebound, and then a foul by Sydney Taylor on Jonquel as she was going for the rebound. Game tied at 49. Sluggish start to the quarter for both teams here. A couple back-to-back turnovers by both teams, just giving it to each other. As Jonquel lines up for a 3, and she knocks it down. Jonquel says, Jay, chill out. Let me just do my thing here. Her second 3 of the game, 52-49. Sid Taylor with the ball, guarded by Brianna Stewart. Up top to Jaquez. Down to Azare, but poked away by Marine. Good hands in the passing lane there. As Jonquel gets it over to Sabrina. Let's see if she can actually get on the scoreboard. Gets it over to Leo. Leo pump fakes, blows by Cardoso. They don't call the foul. She gets her own rebound, and Leo is frustrated with that. That was a foul on Cardoso on the drive. They don't call it. And then Leo gets her own rebound, steps out of bounds. Ball over to Sky. Sky gets it to Azare. Azare over to Elizabeth Williams. Wow, that looked like a travel. She finds a cutting Hawkins. Hawkins floated up, and it goes out of bounds off the Liberty. It'll be Sky basketball. Natasha Cloud to inbound under the basket here. Cloud looking for Azare. Finds Sky. Sky dribbles right. Throws up the floater again. This time it's over the basket completely. And a rebound to Breanna Stewart. Stewart brings it across half court. Stewart over to Marine in the corner. Marine comes off the screen. Marine tries to find Sabrina on the cut, and it's another turnover. Gabriella Hawkins on the attack, goes up and misses the layup, and Sabrina gets the rebound. That gets tipped out. Sabrina goes behind the back, dribbles right, finds Leo on the roll. Leo tries to throw it out, ball gets tipped out of bounds, and it stays with the Liberty. This is just a ugly quarter here, y'all, to be honest with you. Balls just being deflected, turnovers, bad shots, air balls. Nasty hoops right now. All right, so Han Shu, I guess coming back to the bench. It looked like she was about to sub in. I don't know what happened there. But Pauline SDA checks in for Marine. Sabrina almost turns it over. Azare Stevens hits it out of bounds. So always need to shorten the distance to the pass, especially when the inbounder can't move. So Stewie should have came closer to that. Breanna Stewart to inbound this time, gets it into Phoebich. Up top to Jonquel. 12 on the shot clock. Jonquel picks up her dribble and gets it over to Leonie Phoebich, a foul by Hawkins. So Chicago just fouling it up here. I wish they would tell me how many fouls they have on the graphic on the broadcast, but it is what it is. 4th team foul. So Liberty, one more foul and the Liberty earned the bonus. Jonquel with the ball. Stewie gets it down to Phoebich. Phoebich again. Sky, she goes up for the left-hand layup. She has to be more aggressive. She's like flailing her body, and it's a missed layup. Sky over to Hawkins. Hawkins on the drive, cuts off Sabrina and scores. 52-51. So I know the Liberty are trying to attack. That's a foul there. That's a foul there by Natasha Cloud. I know the Liberty are trying to attack that mismatch with Leonie Phoebich, but she's being a little weak down there. Skylar Diggins is guarding her, and she's just flailing her body on these layup attempts. And Breanna Stewart is in the game. Who's at the line here? They're showing Coach Tyler Marsh right now. Pauline Astier at the line for free throws. She knocks down the first. Leonie Phoebich goes to the bench. Satu Sabli checks in. Lululemon. It's a mixture of Breanna, Sabrina. They just have a bunch of people bringing the ball up the court. They're trying to at least alleviate the pressure on Sabrina most times. So we'll see. Cloud with the ball. Cloud gets downhill, almost gets his strip. Sky Dig with the ball. Goes cross court to Hawkins. Hawkins on the attack on Breanna Stewart. Right hand scoop. And Stewart, I thought she got the block, but she gets the foul on Hawkins. So Gabriella Hawkins being aggressive, going to the basket. She'll go to the line. Oh, she got fingers on the ball first, but the follow through smacks her on the wrist. So Hawkins at the line for free throws. She knocks down the first. Leo's flopping. Leo like going up for a layup over the 5'10" Skylar. There's no need for you to be flailing your body. Just go straight up and lay it in off the glass. Pauline Astier with the rebound. Pauline blows by Cloud, goes to the basket. Oh, it trickles off. Fight for the rebound, but Elizabeth Williams gets it. Chicago with a chance to take the lead here. Gets it over to Jaquez. Jaquez on the attack. Gets around Sabrina into the paint and floats it again. So Jaquez is the one carrying the offense here. Chicago retakes the lead. And they find Sabrina. Sabrina steps through and gets blocked by Elizabeth Williams. Satu down the lane. Right-hand layup is good. And Satu gives the Liberty the lead back. 56-55. Skyler with Gabriela Jaquez. She's feeling it. And she knocks it down. Gabriela Jaquez having a quarter here. And she knocks down the three. It's 58-56. She scored on like 4 straight possessions. Pass over to John Quell, over to Satu. Pump fakes for 3. Resets. Another 3. And she misses. Sabrina with the offensive rebound. And she gets her first point of the game. Sabrina Ionescu is on the board with the putback layup. 58 all. Sky gets into the paint. Shoots the floater. Bounces twice off the rim. Stewie hangs in the air for the rebound. Stewie over to Sabrina. Can that layup get her going? The 3 is up and Sab knocks down the 3. Welcome back, Sabrina. She just needed that ball, see the ball go in the basket once, and she responds with a quick 5. Timeout by Chicago. Liberty up 61-58. But Gabriela Jaquez in this quarter, she scored on like the last 4 possessions. I need to go look at that at the quarter so far. But it's been the Gabriela Jaquez quarter. She caught the ball, attacked Sabrina, laid it in. Then she attacked Breanna Stewart, got fouled, made the free throws. Attacked Sabrina again, hit the floater, and then came down, hit a 3. So it's been Gabriela Jaquez or bust here for the Chicago Sky. But Sabrina, finally, she gets on the board, gets a putback layup, and then hits a wide open 3 from the left wing for her first 5 points of the game. Jaquez was at UCLA. She was one of those 7 players drafted out of UCLA in this draft. I'm probably exaggerating with 7, but it was damn near 7. It was like 5, probably 5, 6. What was it? It was Lauren Betts, Kiki Rice, Gabriela Jaquez, Angela Dugleach, Charlize Ledger-Walker. What's the other girl on Connecticut? Gianna Neepkins. 6. Let me get out of... I was over here showing that other game in the Discord. I forgot I had it on in the Discord. Let me close that out. Sierra, you can leave that too. I think you were still in there. Not Siri. Shut up. Siri always listening when you're not talking to her, but when you're trying to talk to her, she all up in the business. All right, cool. We in business now. Right, Siri thinks Sierra's her. All right, so it's 61-58. Salute to everyone tapped in. We're at a timeout right now. New York is outscoring Chicago 14-13 in the quarter. They're currently up by 3 points. Elizabeth Williams with that last block on Sabrina before she scored. That was her 500th career block. But it is Chicago basketball. I got Liberty winning user. That's my team, so I got to ride with them. Chicago basketball, Clouds on the court with Jaquez, Williams, Koulibaly, and Diggins. They call Satu for the foul on Gabriela Jaquez as she was trying to cut through the lane. Ball and play here with the Sky. Cloud gets it into Williams. Gets it back to Cloud. Top of the key here. Cloud finds Sky Dig. Astier pokes it away. It stays with the Sky with 10 seconds on the shot clock. What's up, Jeremiah? Salute, salute. So substitutions happening. Can't really see. They're focused on Elizabeth Williams right now. They get the ball into Cloud. Cloud comes off the screen, going to her left. Finds Elizabeth Williams on the roll. Attacks Han Shu and lays it in over her. Nice pick and roll there. And it's a 1-point game. 61-60. Ball over to Fibic. Fibic up top to Satu. Satu drives into the paint. Drops it off to Han Shu. Han spins out. Throws it out to Satu. Satu loads up for a three. And it's off to the left. Rebound by Jaquez. Natasha Cloud directing traffic over to Sky Dig. Sky drives left. Sky into the paint. Throws it out to Cloud. Cloud drives right. She's dancing behind the screen. Cloud. Nowhere to go. Finds Sky. Loses Satu. Three is up. Can't get it to go. Pauline Astier with the rebound. Pauline coming off the bench today for Sabrina. She gets to the baseline. Reverse layup is up and good. Pauline turns on the Jets. That's what I said. Sabrina doesn't have the speed like that, as Pauline goes reverse layup left to right. And it's a 63-60 lead. Oh, good back cut by Cloud. Loses the ball, though. Throws it out to Koulibaly. Pump fakes over to Jaquez. Jaquez is hot, and she stays hot. Knocks down another three. Ties the game at 63. Gabriela Jaquez have a quarter. Chicago's 8 for 18 from three. Pauline Astier with the ball. Fumbles it a bit. Gets it over to Han Shu. Hands it off to Beck Gardner. Gardner comes off the screen. Attacks. Throws up the floater. Off glass is good. Beck Gardner back in Wintrust Arena, where she started her career. Lays it in off the glass. Nice floater. And they take a 2-point lead. Sky Dig off the screen. Loads up for a three for the lead. And she knocks down the three for the lead. Chicago up 66-65. Pauline gets it down to Satu. Satu guarded by Jaquez. They bring a double over out to Beck Gardner. Gardner comes off the screen going left. Goes back right up top to Satu. Finds Pauline. Pauline down to Han Shu. Turns around. Fall away jump shot is good. Han Shu is on the board with the turnaround 10-footer. Soft touch by the Chinese national. Cloud with the crossover. Finds Jaquez on the roll. Ball was a little bit behind her. Leo with the ball. Gabriela Jaquez dives on it, and it's a jump ball. What they call a kick ball. I thought it was a jump ball. I guess with Chicago having that 6 days of rest, they had enough time to get practice and get their shots up. Gabriela Jaquez goes to the bench. Quarter for her. She has a career high 22 points. I think rookies just like scoring against the Liberty. You had what's her name? AZ Fudd have her career high against the Liberty. Now Gabriela Jaquez, as Cloud shoots the foul line. Jump shot too strong. Fight for the rebound. And it's a jump ball between Astier and Elizabeth Williams. Yeah, Astier was such a good sign. LMB. Where would we be without her, with Sabrina getting hurt, you know? Glad she chose us. So jump ball here. That should be easily won by Elizabeth Williams. Going against Pauline Astier on the jump ball. They try to tip it, but hey, Elizabeth Williams tries to tip it. Han Shu gets it over to Astier. So Liberty come out on top on that possession. Satu crossover left to right. Gets down the hill. Right hand scoop is good. Satu Sabali. Woo-wee. Satu getting back into her groove. She's the leading scorer for the Liberty with 17 points. Cloud with the ball. Cloud gets into the paint. Tries to step through. Goes up. Right hand scoop. And scores. 1-point game, 69-68. Liberty still on top here. Pauline Astier with the ball. Comes off the screen. Finds Han Shu. And a foul there by J.C. Sheldon. So, Liberty been in the bonus. They'll go to the line for free throws. So, Natasha Cloud with a nice step-through move against Satu Sabali. So 51 seconds to go. Liberty at the line for 2 free throws. Yeah, we haven't had any reviews in this game, double back shorty. So Anytime we don't have reviews, the game tends to go quicker. There's been no challenges, no flagrants, none of that. So we've been coasting along here. Referees a little confused. Beck Gardner's, I don't know if they're debating if Beck Gardner's going to shoot the free throw or not, but we'll see. Right, no injuries either. That's most important. What's up, Chemo? Salute, salute. Yeah, looks like Sab. Yeah, she needs some time. She looks, Sab was never quick, but she looks much more. She looks much slower than she has in the past. Appreciate it, Jay. Everybody do like what J Alexander did. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be back tomorrow for some more watch alongs. We'll be in the Discord tonight, keeping track of who the Liberty will play in the Commissioner's Cup final. That's on June 30th. So make sure you join the Discord. Link is in the YouTube description, and it's on the screen as well at the top of the screen. Koulibaly with the offensive rebound, and they call a loose ball foul on the Liberty. Liberty, that's always been their Achilles heel. The rebounding is a struggle. Finishing off possessions is a struggle for them most times. The Aces game starts at 10 p.m. Eastern, so you got another half hour here. Cloud with the ball. Cloud attacks, guarded by Astier, shoots the fall away over her, can't get it. Pauline with the rebound. The Liberty looking to add to this lead. It's a 3-point lead for the Liberty. Pauline on the attack, throws it out to Leo. Leo, no hesitation for three, and she buries it. Leonie Fibic knocks down the three. 74-68. Man, I just got a cramp in my foot. Ow. Shot clock is off. 15 seconds to go here. Sydney Taylor, she's been quiet. Rebecca Gardner on her. Sydney Taylor, crossover. Gets down the lane, goes up, left hand scoop, can't get it to go. Satu with the rebound. They have time here. Over to Pauline. Pauline goes behind the back, and she's not looking. Good defense by the Sky to end that possession. And the Liberty go into the fourth up 74-68. At the end of the third, Liberty outscore the Sky 27-23 in that quarter. DeJounte Murray. I'm about to say DeJounte Murray in the stream on TikTok. What up, DeJounte? You need Stewart for 6 rebounds. Let's take a look at the box score while we have some time here. 74-68 is the score. Let's look at the stats here. Breanna Stewart, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. So I guess she needs one more rebound. Leonie Fibic, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Does have 3 turnovers. Got to clean that up. Jonquel with 10 points and 5 rebounds. You got 3 for Marine, and Sabrina with 5, 3 rebounds and 3 turnovers. Off the bench, Satu with a team high 17 points. Honshu with 2, 8 for Beck Gardner, 6 for Pauline Astier. For the Chicago Sky, you got Azare with 4. Cardoso with 4 and 3, very low numbers. 18 for Sky Dig, 13 for Sydney Taylor. She's been quiet ever since that second quarter. And Jaquez is the one that took over. 22 for Gabriela Jaquez. She had probably like 12 in the quarter. 7 of 10 shooting, 4 for 5 from 3. Off the bench, you got 5 from Cloud and 2 from Liz Williams. So that's the story of the game so far. Yeah, Chemo, they had a 15-point lead in that first quarter, and before the first quarter was over, it was down to 5, and by the middle of the second, they were behind. So that makes sense. Who is the Sky's top scorer since Rakia got hurt? I think it's Sky. No pun intended. I think it is Skylar Diggins. I mean, they don't have no one else to put the ball in the basket. So it's been the Skylar Diggins show. I'm glad she's on my fantasy team, though. Or else that would have been a problem. Sky with 18 tonight. There's three more games tonight, or four more games tonight, excuse me. I won't be streaming those. It's been a long day, but I will have some of them in the Discord, and we'll be keeping eyes on the others. So make sure you're tapped in. Join the Discord. We stream live games in there. All right, fourth quarter getting ready to start. What are we thinking? Think the Liberty close it out, or do the Sky pull off the upset? Jay, as I say that, I just read your comment. Jay Alexander said, Sky better not choose the fourth to get blown out. Listen, it'll make my heart rate go down, so I'll take it. D Wade, part of the Sky ownership group. He's in the building with his wife, Gabrielle Union. My favorite player ever in the W. You can see I got the Heat thing. Where's my finger? Over there. That's a Heat flag over there. Oh, Natasha Cloud blows by everybody and gets a layup. I looked to find out the Heat thing, and Tosh Cloud is skying to the basket. No pun intended. 74-70. Sabrina back in the game. Spins off JC Sheldon. Gets it over to John Quell. John Quell drives right, hands it off to Pauline. Pauline down the lane, finds Brianna Stewart in the left corner for three, and it's off. Beck Gardner with the offensive rebound. Back over to Stewie. Stewie drives baseline, goes all the way around, gets the switch with Azare. Throws it down to John Quell with 6 on the clock. John Quell on the face-up. John Quell. Oh, gets the ball stripped by Cloud. We don't want her doing that. As Azare goes down the lane, goes up, layup is up, and good. So a quick full-row run here for the Sky, and it's a 2-point game. John Quell does not have the strength to back down Cardoso, so you can't go to that matchup like that. Foul there by Azare Stevens, preventing John Quell on the roll. No, Sky wasn't on waivers. Sky was drafted. Chemo. Sky wasn't on waivers. Sky was drafted to my team. Nah, these people, these people play in my league. Nobody's like mailing it in already. So that's 2 quick fouls there by the Sky. That's been their issue all night, just fouling. Ball into Pauline Astier, guarded by Natasha Cloud at half court. Astier with the ball. Have to dribble, Pauline, dribble. Pauline with the ball. Pauline with 2 on the clock. Pauline finds a cutting Beck Gardner and gets fouled. The ref on the other side called a foul call. She had to declare. Oh, did they say the shot clock expired? I don't know what the ref is saying. Let's see what she says. Oh, they're saying they're reviewing this play. So our first review of the game, reviewing to see if the foul occurred prior to the shot clock expiring. Yeah, Hashman, the Liberty defense has left a lot to be desired. Perimeter defense has... Nah, that's a foul. That's before the shot clock expired. Good call by the ref there. Sydney Taylor with her hands in the cookie jar. She took her eye off off Rebecca Gardner for a second. She cut right behind her and reached in. So that will be 2 free throws for Beck Gardner. Yeah, I did not draft my team. That wasn't Brianna Stewart on that call, Eric, so I don't know about that one. She's only taken 3 free throws tonight. Hawkes is taking more. Yeah, so they do agree with my assessment there. Rebecca Gardner will take 2 free throws. So Sydney Taylor with 5 fouls in the game. Rebecca Gardner will go to the line for 2 free throws. Hashman said, do I think the Liberty have enough in the tank to win this game? I mean, they got more than enough. Now, will they do it is a different question. They have to take care of the basketball. They're up to 12 turnovers, and they have to rebound the basketball. You can't keep giving up second and third opportunities to the Chicago Sky. Naya says, I low-key want to see this go to overtime. I don't. I want this to be over and done with. Keep it 100 with you. Do I think Azare will get one more rebound? We'll see. Yeah, the Liberty don't need this game for cup seeding. They've already clinched a spot, Chemo. But they do want to keep this winning streak rolling. They're on a 7-game winning streak. This would make it 8. That's just math. As Beck Gardner knocks down both free throws, Liberty up 76-72. Liberty have missed 2 free throws tonight. They're 13 for 15 from the line. Ball down to Cardoso, attacks Jonquel Jones. Throws it out to Sydney Taylor, has to jump up high to grab that. Sydney Taylor just loads up for a 3, and she buries it. And it's a 1-point game, 76-75. That's what Sydney Taylor can do. You give her some space there, she just loads up for a 3. Jonquel gets it over to Pauline Astier. Astier comes off the screen. Astier downhill, throws it out to Brianna Stewart. I don't know about that one. It's short. Fight for the rebound, tipped out by Beck Gardner, and it's Sky Ball. That's what I'm saying about Brianna Stewart. She had her 1-3 quota for the day. You got to know your personnel, Brianna Stewart. She tried to back up on Sydney Taylor, and she's capable of knocking down that 3. 16 points for Sydney. Natasha Cloud with the ball. They got Brianna Stewart guarding Sydney Taylor. Back to Azare. Back over to Sydney. Sydney Taylor lobs it up over to Sky Dig. Sky Dig comes off the curl, finds Cardoso wide open under the basket, and the Sky have the lead. 77-76. Pauline gets it over to Brianna Stewart. I don't know why she's guarding Sydney Taylor, though. But Jonquel to Brianna Stewart on a nice brush screen. And Brianna catches the pass from Jonquel Jones, lays it in. 78-77. Cloud with the ball, comes off the screen, going left, drops it off to, and Brianna Stewart pokes it away on the roll by Cardoso. Astier on the go, attacks Azare Stevens, and they're going to review it on that swipe down by Azare Stevens. Salute for the sub, Bree Bree. Salute. So they're going to review this. They're going to review that last play. Astier was on the attack on a fast break, went up for the layup. Azare Stevens came down with a hard swipe, and the ref immediately twirled the finger to go review it. Andrea, salute. I like Sydney Taylor's game. I looked her up. She's from New York, Long Island to be exact. So any New Yorker is fine with me. Oh, that's a foul. She smacked her in the back of the head. Brianna Stewart is yeah, I guess you can consider her a big man. Nah, that's a foul. That's a flagrant 1. They're reviewing for a flagrant 1. Azare Stevens comes down with the swipe and hits Pauline at the left side of her head. Of course, the Chicago broadcast I'm listening to is saying a common foul. She hits her at the back of the head with the swipe. I don't know what the lady on the broadcast talking about. I know you got to be a homer for the broadcast, but damn. Sure. Azare Stevens with 4 personal fouls. This could be upgraded to a flagrant. Shorty cracked at the back of the head. Lady talking about it's a common foul. It looks worse than it is. All right, miss. Keep it 100 now. Brandon, yeah, they should not be struggling, but in this league, anybody can beat anybody. Anybody can beat anybody. So you can't just come out here expecting you just to win the game. You gotta come out here and actually do what you gotta do. So looking at the box score here for the Sky, you got Jaquez with 22, Taylor with 16, 18 for Diggins. So you see all the guards are the people who are scoring, the bigs. You got 6 from Stevens and 6 from Cardoso. So you can see where they're getting abused. It's the guard position. The guard defense hasn't been up to par today. Liberty only have 2 starters in double figures. Jonquel Jones with 10, Breanna Stewart with 17. Off the bench, they have 2 players in double figures, 17 for Satu and 10 for Beck Gardner. Sabrina in her second start this season, first start in like a month, 5 points, 3 rebounds, an assist with 3 turnovers. She had 5 points in a row back in the third quarter. They're still reviewing this play to see if it's a flagrant. And she's been hurt. She came back last game off the bench, and now she got to start this game. So it's gonna take her a while to get back into the swing of things. I mean, Conlan, when they judge flagrants, they never judge intent. They always judge the action. I don't know why this is taking so long to adjudicate. The replays were pretty clear. Follow through on the swipe down, hits her at the side of the head. Above the neck, above the shoulders area is usually adjudicated as a flagrant 1. What up, Jerbear? Salute, salute. Yeah, Chicago's still in this, my friend. Chicago is still in this. Chicago is still in this. Kisama says, I got my life savings on Chicago. God help you, my friend. I know you're probably just being funny, but I hope not. Oh, they just said they're giving Azare a technical for a physical taunt. Wow, so if that's not a flagrant, I don't know, y'all. Swipe down from behind, hits her at the side of the head. But all right, if that's what they adjudicate, that is what it is. So Pauline Astier at the line shooting a technical on a taunt that I didn't even see as she knocks down the free throw. So she shoots the interesting. All right, if that's what if that's what they say, I don't know. That was a little weird. So no flagrant, guys, just to be clear, there was no flagrant. They just called a technical on a taunt. I don't know. The refs look like they got that one wrong there. 81-77 is the score as Pauline shoots the 2 fouls for the common foul. So she gets 3 free throws on that possession, knocks down all 3. As Cardoso gets the nice pass there and lays it in. So it's back to a 2-point game. I guess that's what they're calling a taunt, LMB, the follow through. And they might need to go back to ref school for that one. That was a little shaky on that call. Ball with Breanna Stewart. Stewart with the ball over to Sabrina, who's checked back in. Sabrina into the lane, throws up the floater. It's short. Fight for the rebound. Cardoso gets it. Chicago can tie or take the lead here. Guy with the ball. Guy comes off the screen going left. Gets downhill. Finds Cardoso on the roll again. Oh, she overshoots the layup. She wanted a foul on that. Leonie Fibich gets down to Jonquel, and that's a foul on Cardoso. Yeah, Kima, that was a made-up call. They said a taunt, and she didn't even taunt. I don't know. Whatever. We move on. Liberty in the bonus again. So the Liberty been getting into the bonus early. Let's see if they could take advantage as Jonquel knocks down the free throw. That was a little confusing there. I wish they had like that ref report or something to explain how that was adjudicated. Jonquel, second free throw is up. It bounces off the front of the rim and good. And they call another foul. Leonie Fiebich did a cartwheel on the floor somehow, and she gets fouled going for that rebound. They called that on Camila Cardoso. Oh yeah, I guess you could. Leo's legs was up in the air. It's never a good sign when the legs are up in the air. So now Leonie Fiebich gets an extra free throw here. Or do they take the free throw away? No, I'm about to say they got to keep the free throw, and now it's an extra foul. I don't know what's going on here. Leonie Fiebich at the line for the free throw. She knocks it down. So the Liberty get 3 free throws on that. And Tyler Marsh is saying something to the ref as they run by. 84-79, some words I can't repeat on live. As Sky gets downhill, double clutches, can't get it to go. Marine with the rebound. So it's Marine, Jonquel, Stewie, Sabrina, and Fiebich. Ball over to Leo. Leo guarded by Taylor. Leo comes off the screen, pulls up for a 3, and that's too strong. And Sabrina tips it back, but right to Breanna Stewart, and Stewie slows it down. Everybody was like, you get the rebound, and it ends up in the Liberty's hands. Luckily. 5 on the clock, 4, 3, and a timeout called by Chris DeMarco. Breanna Stewart just slowly dribbling the ball, didn't understand that the clock was expiring, and he calls a timeout to save a possession. All right, let's look at the fouls here. Cardoso with 4 fouls, Stevens with 4 fouls, Sydney Taylor with 5 fouls, and then 3 fouls for Natasha Cloud. Jaquez and Skylar Diggins only with 1, so they've stayed out of foul trouble. For the Liberty, you got 2 for Stewart, 2 for Fiebich, 1 for Jones, 1 for Sabrina, 1 for Satu, 1 for Beck Gardner. So nobody with more than 2 fouls here. I mean, that makes sense because they just letting them run right by them for layups and wide open shots. So the Liberty, while they don't foul, they just give up easy baskets. That's their thing. It's like they saving their fouls. But we're in a timeout here. Liberty, they could have had a quick point there. Breanna Stewart decides to slow it down. I don't know if she thought the shot clock reset to 24, but she slowed it down, had Sabrina wide open, and then started dribbling at half court while the clock was trickling down. Well, it is what it is. In a timeout right now. Salute to everyone still tapped in. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe. Liberty trying to hang on for their 8th straight win here. Trying to go perfect in the Commissioner's Cup group play stage. This game doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of the Commissioner's Cup as they've already clinched. But you still want to stack up wins. Especially with Minnesota and Vegas playing tonight. You still want to give yourself the best shot for a potential home court advantage in the Commissioner's Cup final. So we shall see. Yeah, a lot of people need Stewie, or another person needs Stewie for 1 more rebound. She's been stuck at, she has 6 rebounds, excuse me. So if you need her for 6, she has 6. Yeah, Tudo. It looks like they called a taunt, but it ended up being I don't know. I guess the 2 free throws ended up coming back in the grand scheme of it, but they should have just called it flagrant 1 in the beginning instead of this stupid taunt technical. Because I've never seen that one before so it's silly. Oh, somebody needs 9 Stewie rebounds. Oh, God bless. I mean, it's still a close game, so you could potentially get it. So Liberty, their best defense is offense. They can't stop a damn parked car right now, but they outscoring the opponent and getting to the line. So that's been their best defense is better offense. All right, so it's Liberty basketball here with 3 seconds to go. Chris DeMarco good with these sideline out of bound timeouts. Breanna Stewart trying to inbound, finds Marine. Marine off balance three, grazes the rim, and Cardoso with the rebound. So it's 84-79. Natasha Cloud, Gabriela Jaquez. Oh, they leave Cardoso open wide under the basket, and she lays it in. So they jump out to stop Gabriela from shooting the three. They leave the big woman wide open under the basket. Liberty are 1 for 6 in the quarter. They've been getting free throws, so it's been helping them out here. Jonquel gets it over to Marine. 7 on the shot clock. Marine on the drive. Marine stops. One leg fall away, and it rolls off. Cardoso with the rebound. Chicago can tie with a 3, get within 1 with a 2. Sky with the ball, comes off the screen. Sky at the foul line. Floater is up, can't get it to go. Wide open, just misses the floater. Marine with the ball. Liberty need to get a field goal on the board here. 1 for 7. Marine running the point here. Marine comes off the screen. Marine throws it out to Jonquel. Jonquel loads up for a 3, and she buries it. Jonquel Jones, my Bahamian sister, knocks down the 3. 87-81. Sydney Taylor with the ball. Sydney Taylor off the screen going right. She takes the midi and knocks it down. You got to get up on that. Can't just give her the midi. She can knock that down all day. 87-83. Sabrina at the point now. Waits for the screen from Jonquel. Gets the screen. And they call a push on Cardoso. So now it's 5 on Cardoso. I didn't really see anything there. It looked like Jonquel just stumbled. Maybe she gave her a little shove, but it wasn't nothing crazy. I haven't seen Satu in a while. Are they gonna review it? I guess they're not gonna review it. I guess they're not gonna review it. So I guess it was a foul. I guess the assistant coaches looked at it and said, "Nah, don't challenge." Jonquel at the line for 2 free throws, knocks it down. I don't think she's still. Oh, as I say that, Satu checks back in. Yeah, the help defense is non-existent. There's no help. You're supposed to help the helper. If somebody goes out to guard your man, you're supposed to rotate to guard theirs. And Liberty up to 23 free throw attempts. Chicago. Ball over to the Cloud. I said over to the Cloud. Cloud drives, gets fouled. And as they were talking about their free throw discrepancy, Cloud draws a foul and will go to the line for free throws. So it's 89-83 when Natasha Cloud going to the line. Chris DeMarco challenging this. I don't know about that one, Mr. DeMarco, but in Coach we trust. We go to a timeout with 3:55 to go. So we hadn't had any challenges or stoppages in reviews the whole game. Fourth quarter comes, we have 2. So let's take a look at the box score while we have some time here. 89-83. Both teams with 15 in the quarter. Breanna Stewart, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. You got Leonie Fibich with 9 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Jonquel with 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. They all got 3 assists. Marine with 3 points and Sabrina with 5. So the forwards are doing their work. The guards are struggling. Satu with 17. Honshu with 2 in her 11 minutes. 10 for Beck Gardner. And Pauline Astier with 9. LMB says Liberty Challenge Review Team is the worst. Yeah, sometimes I'll be a little confused at what they be challenging sometimes. For the Chicago Sky, you got Azare with 6 points and 4 fouls. Camila Cardoso with 10 points and 5 fouls. Sky Dig with 18. Sydney Taylor with 18. And Gabriela Jaquez with 22. A career high 22 for Gabby Jaquez. Elizabeth Williams with 2, Cloud with 7. So they have 9 bench points. The Liberty have 29. Oh no, 7. They have 38 bench points actually. Yeah, I don't know about that challenge. It was a little shaky to me. But listen, I guess it was that time. I don't know, but let's see if he wins it. The other play I thought was a flagrant. They don't call a flagrant, so maybe the refs may see something that we missed. You need Stewart with 7 rebounds. She has 6. ML Smith. So one more rebound should be possible. Yeah, maybe it's a tech or a taunt or something. Who knows? You never know with the referees. I don't like to blame refs a lot, but what I thought was a clear flagrant, they said it was a taunting. I've never seen that before. All right, Breanna Stewart is in the game. The challenge was unsuccessful as we pretty much predicted. I don't know what that was about. So there was only 3 fouls on Breanna, so that's why I was confused at the challenge. It's funny. She says this one is an easy foul, but the other one was not a flagrant. Cloud knocks down the first free throw. Second one is up and knocks it down. So 89-85 is the score. Jonquel gets the inbound from Breanna Stewart. A point guard. Please come get the ball from her. Thank you. Rebecca Gardner with possession. Beck Gardner gets it over to Stewart. Stewart with the ball over to Jonquel. Jonquel with 10 on the shot clock. Jonquel down to Stewie against Natasha Cloud. Fall away jump shot. Breanna Stewart misses. Cloud with the rebound. Cloud gets it up to Gabby Jaquez. Jaquez corner to Taylor. Taylor for 3. And she buries the left corner 3. It's a 1-point game. 89-88. Sydney Taylor following up her 30-point game with a 20-plus point game now. 21 for her. Sabrina with the ball. Sabrina drives right. Throws it over to Beck Gardner. Loads up for a 3. Beck Gardner in and out. And a chance for Chicago to take the lead here. Cloud on the attack. Dribbles back out. 89-88. Under 3 minutes to go here. Cloud with the ball. Guarded by Satu now. Picks up her dribble over to Sky. Sky with the ball. Sky dig. Wants to clear out. Sky on the attack. Gets downhill with the right. Throws up the scoop. And they call a foul on Satu Sabali, I believe it is. So Skylar going to the line for 2 free throws. Sydney Taylor buries a contested 3 from the corner. Catch and shot right up. Sky knocks down the free throw. Ties the game at 89. Second free throw is up. And Skyo is in and out. Game stays tied at 89. Under 3 minutes to go here. Liberty struggling to put field goals on the board in this quarter. Sky bouncing off people. Sabrina wide open for 3 and she buries it. Sabrina knocks down the second 3 of the game. It's 92-89. Gabriela Jaquez on the attack. Gets down the lane. Left hand floater and it goes high off the glass. And off. Way off. She rushed that one. Pauline with the ball. Get it over to Sabrina. Slow it down. Let Sabrina go to work here. Over to Leonie Fibich. Down to Jonquel. Jonquel throws up to Stewie. Almost a turnover. It is a turnover. They had the mismatch and they just give it up again. Bruh. Ball and play with the Sky. Natasha Cloud on the drive. Natasha Cloud spins off. Guarded by Sabrina now. Goes over to Sky dig. Sky on the attack. Finds Elizabeth Williams. Finds Sydney Taylor on the curl. Sydney Taylor. Floater is up. She short arms it. Leonie Fibich with the rebound. 1:45 to go here. Breanna Stewart walks it up the court. Get across half court. Gets it over to Pauline. I got to set up for this. Pauline Astier with the ball. Pauline comes off the stagger, going right. Pauline keeps the dribble alive into the paint. Throws it out to Sabrina. 5 on the shot clock. Sabrina spins, guarded by Cloud, steps back, throws it up at the buzzer, and it's a shot clock violation. Possession went absolutely nowhere. And Chris DeMarco not happy with that last possession. And we have a timeout by Tyler Marsh, 92-89. Chicago, within Chicago's in striking distance here, they could take that. They could take this game, man. Liberty have to close this game out. LMB says next time out free throws. What do you talk about? How the attitudes on like, and you don't seem like anybody's frustrated, but you can see like sometimes people don't know where to go, where to cut to, where the pass is gonna be. So you can see a little bit of confusion because Sabrina plays different than Pauline, so that's something that they are having to adjust to on the fly. Sabrina's not looking to get all the way downhill like Pauline. Pauline looking to size you up, right to left crossover, and she's to the basket. Sabrina's on the perimeter more, slower dribbles, so it's a different play style. And then Pauline is not primarily a 3-point shooter, so they could play off of her a little bit. But it's 92-89, 125 to go. It's Chicago's ball. They called a timeout. All right. So it's Sky Ball to get the ball into Elizabeth Williams. Liz Williams spins off Jonquel Jones, goes under the basket and gets fouled by Jonquel Jones. So the clock stops at 119. Elizabeth Williams goes to the line for 2 free throws. Jonquel overplayed the left side of her left side and gave up the baseline. But Elizabeth Williams a little shaky on free throws. She has that hitch on her free throws and she just misses the first. Elizabeth Williams sneaks in the second. So it's a 2-point game here. 92-90. A minute 19 to go. Pauline Astier, Brianna Stewart, Sabrina, Jonquel, and Leo on the court. Pauline with the ball. Gets downhill, dribbles back out, finds Brianna on the cut, throws it out to Leo. Leo for 3, short. And the rebound, Pauline gets the offensive rebound. She slows it back down. You still got 10 seconds. Got to look at the shot clock here. Pauline comes off the screen going right. Pauline throws it out to Jonquel. Jonquel pump fakes for 3. Jonquel floater off glass and scores. Jonquel Jones. Big shot there by JJ. Good big offensive rebound by Pauline to give the Liberty a second chance opportunity. And timeout called by Tyler Marsh and the Chicago Sky. Woo! Wow, Jonquel Jones, I've never seen her shoot that floater before. Had to get it up. She banks it in right off the glass. Right down the center of the lane. Timeout here by Chicago. 50 seconds to go. 5-0 to go. Chicago's been hanging tough. They had a 15-point lead in the first quarter. Liberty came back. It's been back and forth ever since. Chicago outscoring the Liberty 22-20 in this quarter. Liberty, their best defensive quarter was the second. They held Chicago to 13. Every other quarter, they've had 32 in the first, 23 in the third, 22 in the fourth. What up, Mads? Yeah, this game. Art and all that. 50 seconds to go. 50 seconds to go. So ball is with Chicago. They have Taylor, Jaquez, Stevens, Cloud, and Skylar on the court. Cloud with a downhill drive goes up, and they call a foul on Beck Gardner for the blocking foul. So Natasha Cloud will go to the line for 2 free throws. They've run that play multiple times with Cloud getting downhill. Liberty don't have any more challenges, even if they wanted to challenge. I guess Beck Gardner, she was moving in the air, but she had her hand straight up. Looked like Cloud initiated the contact, but either way, Cloud knocks down the free throw. Yeah, could have used that challenge right there. Natasha Cloud at the line. Second free throw is up, and she buries it. 2-point game, 46 seconds to go. Ball into Pauline Astier. Pauline has to get it across half court. She gets it across. Pauline, guarded by Sydney Taylor. 35 seconds to go here. Pauline comes off the screen going left. Fumbles the ball, picks it up. Nowhere to go. Gets it over to Jonquel with 5 on the clock. Timeout by the Liberty and Chris DeMarco. Forced to use a timeout there. That possession was going nowhere fast. Pauline fumbled the ball, picked it up, and then the possession was pretty much dead after that. So 5 seconds on the shot clock, 27 seconds on the game clock. Liberty gonna have to get a quick shot here. Not immediate, but the first good look you get, you got to get it up. Oh my gosh. This team, bro. This team. Let's see what happens here. Timeout is over. Players coming back on the court. Do I think the Sky can do it? I hope not. That's all I can say, my friend. I hope not. So Elizabeth Williams checks in for defensive purposes. It's 27 seconds on the clock. 2-point lead for the Liberty. USA. All right. Who's inbounding? Sabrina's going to inbound here. They get the ball into Breanna Stewart. 4 on the clock. Breanna Stewart attacks Sydney Taylor. Off balance jumper off the back of the rim, and Taylor gets the rebound. They call a timeout. Oh, they don't have a timeout, so that's... Oh, they called a reset. Oh, the commentator threw me off. I was about to say. Oh, my days. So, Chicago in their last game forced a overtime with a buzzer beater by Skylar Diggins. Shot clock is off, so they can run this all the way down to the end. Let's see what they decide to do here. Ball into Sky. Gets it over to Taylor. Taylor gets the switch. Shoots the 3 for the lead, and she buries it. Sydney Taylor knocks down the 3. In her first start, she buries a deep 3 to give them a 1-point lead. Wow. They switched everything perfectly, but Sydney Taylor just snatched back, confidence, knocks down the 3. On a team full of veterans, they go to Sydney Taylor, and she buries a 3 for the lead. 15 seconds to go. Liberty have to get the ball inbound. Gets it into Sabrina. Sabrina drives left. Sabrina gets downhill, and Sabrina with the left-hand layup for the lead. They don't have any timeouts. They get it into Taylor. Taylor with the ball. 8 seconds to go. Guarded by Sydney Taylor. 5 seconds. Sydney Taylor on the drive. Steps back. Fall away jumper off the back of the rim. And that's the game. Oh my days. The Liberty survive. In this one, D-Wade comes over to Sydney Taylor to give her some encouragement. And the Liberty escape with a 1-point lead. Sydney Taylor distraught in there in the corner. She hit the biggest shot of the night. And then super emotional there, playing against the hometown team. Almost had that one, and then misses the game winner. All her teammates are around her, surrounding her, giving her some love. But the Liberty escape with the win. I got to send a tweet out. Oh, my days. Liberty do not make it easy. Oh my days. Liberty escaped. Sabrina Ionescu barely did anything all night. Good defense by the Liberty. Stewie comes over for the late contest, and Sydney Taylor distraught there. Oh my goodness, Sydney Taylor, she took us to the brink there. Oh my days, what a game. Jeez. Liberty, 8th straight win. They moved to 11-4 on the season. Chicago drops to 4-10. Final score 96-95. Wow. 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 All right, LMB, salute, salute. Jeez, why did they make this so stressful? Damn, yeah, Miracle. I'm gonna be in the Discord for the Aces live stream. I'm not showing that. I'm not doing a watch along for that. I'm a little tired and I have to do some packing on my end. Let's take a look at the box score though. My goodness, why does team makes things so stressful? 96-95. Jeez, bro. 27-22 in the fourth. Oh, Chicago outscored the Liberty 27-22 in the fourth. Liberty escaped with the win. Let me refresh this, make sure that's right. Yeah, that is right. Wow. Breanna Stewart finishes with 17.6 rebounds. Phoebich with 9.6 rebounds. You had Jonquel Jones with 19 and 8 rebounds. Marine with 3. Sabrina, biggest layup of the night, gives the Liberty the lead. 10 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. 17 for Satu, 2 for Honshu, 10 for Beck Gardner, 9 for Pauline Estier. Azare Stevens, 6 points. Cardoso with 10. 19 for Sky Dig, 24 for Sydney Taylor, 22 for Gabriella Hawkes. I know she doesn't like being called Gabby, so I got to remember that. Elizabeth Williams with 3, Tosh Cloud with 11. Oh my days, people. Oh my days. Liberty goes 6-0 in Commissioner's Cup. Or is it 6-0? Yeah, I think it's 6-0. Yeah, Liberty goes 6-0 in Commissioner's Cup. We'll see who hosts the Commissioner's Cup final. We have to wait on the Aces, Lynx, and Wings games that are happening right at this moment. Before we sign off, Dallas is up 11-6 over Golden State. Minnesota and LA are tied at 13. Vegas and Phoenix are tied at 4. Seattle and Portland, that's the other game nobody really cares about, respectfully. Portland's up 19-12 on Seattle. All right, y'all, I'm done. I got my heart racing a bit, so I'm going to be up for a little bit. I'll be in the Discord. Join the Discord. I'll be showing 2 of these games live, particularly the Minnesota and the Aces game live in the Discord. Link is in the YouTube description. It's on the screen here if you're watching on the vertical top right of your screen. Appreciate everyone for the jewels, the super chats, super stickers, gifts, all that jazz that supports the channel. Liberty escape, 8th straight win, 96-95. Sabrina Ionescu, left hand layup. All right, y'all. I'll catch y'all tomorrow on the live stream. Until then, it's Jay Jordan. I'm out. Salute.